give it a couple of seconds to sink in so that I can process through this. So, wanted to introduce myself, start this channel, let you know who I am, and go from there. My name is Chris, and I am planning on hiking the Appalachian Trail starting mid-April and giving it an attempt. I'm mostly doing the channel so that people who want to follow me on my journey, because I've had a lot of people ask me. I've had just tremendous support with people who I work with, relatives. When I made this decision, just really get behind me and really support me. So this channel is for them. I'm going to do some of the usual trail things like do a gear breakdown, show what I'm using. I'm not going to do a whole lot of like, oh, I made this decision or that decision because I'm based on this or that. I do want from the outset to say I'm not funded by anybody. The decisions for the gear that I'm using, I made by myself, for myself. I've paid for all my gear, so nobody's like giving me kickbacks. And yeah, you'll probably see that in the fact that a lot of my gear is kind of in a shotgun pattern. I use a lot of different products. I'm not overly trying to be like the educational channel because honestly, I stand on the backs of giants. Homemade Wanderlust, Dixie, amazing information I could never even compare. Bigfoot, who gives great detailed information, lots of educational stuff, I can't even compare. I suck at hiking, great information. Kyle hates hiking, great information. I've learned so much from them. I don't even want to try to compete with that. I'm not trying to compete with that. What I am doing is recording this for people who want to follow along in my journey and for my family so that they can see this process along the way. If I get some random followers, that's super cool. I am so social media illiterate. I could say like and subscribe because I hear that a lot. Like and subscribe. But honestly, I don't know, whatever. You know, keep checking in. It's going to be an adventure. So, who am I and why do I want to do this? I'm in my 50s. I was chasing career, doing pretty good. But my dad and my aunt were getting elderly, and so I moved to Central Florida to help take care of them. Those obligations have ended. My dad passed about 6 months ago now, and it has been on my bucket list to hike the Appalachian Trail for a long time. I'll put in a picture of me, I think, like 9 years ago, where I was hoping to do it. But then, you know, life is life, and you do what you do, and now I find myself in a place where I'd put my career on kind of pause, no specific obligations, so that I could take care of my dad full time. Obviously that ended, and I was faced with a choice. If not now, when? And you can work for a long time, live with your commitments, and then never have the opportunity to attempt the challenges that you want to attempt. Physically, mentally, health-wise, who knows what happens. And so I was, if not now, when? When I'm 65? When I'm 70? That doesn't sound as much fun as I would like it to sound. A lot of people do it, and I respect them a lot. But I have the opportunity to do this now. And so that's what I'm going to do. I've done a lot of research into gear and that sort of thing. I'm going to be posting other videos as I gear up for my thru hike and then on my thru hike. Yeah. That's basically where I am in life. I have the photo videographer imaginative part of me wants to talk about where all of this came from. That could get honestly a little silly, but since part of me wants to mention that, I will. I have always had a bit of a wanderlust. Every point where I get settled in life, I start to crave something different. Some people have said that I am addicted to novelty, where I need something new. And that's not actually untrue. It's actually what I started calling Denslow syndrome. Denslow is my last name, but it's Denslow syndrome, because I look at my father's generation and all of his siblings, and many of my generation, and some have had solidly stable lives. A great many of us, we achieve one thing reasonably well, and then all of a sudden we've got to do something new. I have one uncle who was a roller skate, I don't even know what to call it. It's like ice skating, the dance stuff, but it was on roller skates in the 80s. And he was a piano repairman and a radio ham operator. And they were always just moving and moving. So that's part of my history. And so I've always had that wanderlust, where at a point where I get comfortable, I want something new. The most favorite times in my life were when I was on the edge of uncomfortable. I remember trying to hold up a tent in a driving rainstorm on a Texas beach. It was cold, it was windy. In the moment, it was miserable. But it's one of my favorite memories. And so I'm not scared of the challenges that the Appalachian Trail is going to bring. I'm actually kind of looking forward to being on that edge of misery. Sorry, I'm in Florida and a bald eagle just flew by. That's such a gift. Such a beautiful bird. Sorry, that was awesome. I also remember as a young boy sitting on the carpet with my record player. Some of you know what that is. Some of you are like, a record player? And listening to a record book from The Hobbit. It was the cartoon version, and the song that goes along with it. I don't know whether it's licensed or not. I know you can look it up on YouTube, but it's The Greatest Adventure is what lies ahead. And at this point in my life, that's what I'm going for. A lot of popular people talk about taking on a challenge, slaying the dragon. That's part of it. It's just going to be interesting. Also, there may be a lot of background noise because I live next to an airport, and so there's like lots of small aircraft taking off and landing and taking off and landing, and that sort of thing. Anyway, but the point is, I'm at a place where I want to see things I've never seen before, experience things I've never wanted to, not never wanted, that I've never experienced before, and embrace the suck and have an adventure. Yeah. So, that was a little bit rambling, but I really hope you come along with me on this journey. And yeah.